Okay, hi guys. So, what I want to talk about today is feelings, and then I'm going to pull a tarot card because I think feelings are more important than tarot cards. So, I've come across a few people lately who are trying so hard to be positive when they're going through tough experiences. I met a young woman the other day, her partner just out of the blue got up and left her, and she's sitting there tense going, but I'm being positive. And I'm going, oh gosh, yeah, no, but it's okay to acknowledge that it hurts first. It's part of being real. We are human, and there's beauty in being human. There's, to me, people who are real are just so much more lovable and beautiful and easier to relate to, I guess. So if you're having feelings, they're not bad. They're not out to get you. They're not going to destroy you. They are just energy, emotion. They'll move through you. If you don't label them, judge them, tear them apart with your mind and analyze them, if you just let them be, just try and breathe into them and just let them be, and give yourself some self-love, that you can actually move them on. Otherwise they can get stuck for a long time. I remember an experience years ago when I worked at a healing centre, and a woman was having a massage, and I knew her, and she'd had terrible pain in the side of her back for years. And the masseuse had worked on that area, and then this lady had a big meltdown, and the masseuse came out and got me and said, help, 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 she's having a meltdown. And so I just went in and just put my hand on this woman who was lying face down on a massage table, and just asked her to breathe, and just breathe with me, and just kept reassuring her it was okay. And the story that came out was phenomenal. The pain, emotional she'd held in that back was tremendous. She'd had a child who'd committed suicide and had always felt responsible or blamed herself for 15 years, I think it was. And it was tremendous watching her release that. And it needed to be released. She'd been strong for so long about it, but she'd never really acknowledged how she felt about it. So yeah, it was a pretty special experience. I've always felt honoured to be able to be there with people when they go through things like that. It's quite precious, and it's beautiful, and it's monumental, because often that's when real healing starts, is when people start releasing those things. So yeah, don't try and be positive before you're ready. Let yourself feel things. If you're feeling upset about something, acknowledge it. It doesn't mean you have to stay in that feeling for the next 6 years. You can let it go. You can breathe through it. And feelings actually pass much faster if you don't fight them. If you resist them, they tend to hang around and keep banging on your door. If you actually go, yeah, okay, that's fine. Right now I'm feeling sad, I'm grieving, I'm feeling loss, I'm feeling sadness, I'm feeling hurt. It's okay. That's part of being human, and it's what makes life colourful and precious and special. The light's disappearing here. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, because it seems to be that the New Age movement and positive thinking has led some people on this path of absolute denial. And for somebody who works like I do, reading people and their energies and things like that, is quite obvious, but it takes a lot of energy, a lot of tension, a lot of, people hold themselves quite tense when they're trying to hold something like that in, rather than let it go through. That's what emotions are meant to do. They're not meant to stay there forever. They're just meant to move through. Imagine waves, they come and go. Your feelings will do the same thing. You look at children, they'll cry their eyes out one minute and the next minute they're playing with their best friend. It's all forgotten. I'm not suggesting we all rampage around crying about everything all over the place, but there's certainly a time and a place for that. And I think people would be a lot healthier if they did. I remember reading something, I think it was by Wayne Dyer, who's a pretty amazing author and inspirational teacher, that schizophrenics don't get cancer. And I'm not sure if that's 100% proven or not. I have no idea. But I remember it really amazed me because they just, wherever they are in their feelings and their emotions, whatever their reality is, they're there. Okay, drugs tend to mellow that down a bit that they're given, but I used to have a good friend who was a schizophrenic. I used to go and visit him now and then and see how he was doing. He was actually incredibly open spiritually, but it did go a little bit sideways sometimes, you know, a little bit of paranoia kicked in. But basically he was an amazingly talented spiritual being, but wherever his mind was at and wherever he was, that was it. That's what he was experiencing full on. So, you know, if our holding in our feelings and not experiencing them and expressing them can give us ill health, yeah, that could be true. So I'm going to pull us a card now, so I'll just shuffle them. And there we have it. Oh, authority. The Emperor. That is quite an authoritative influence. It's looking at your personal power, your personal authority over your life, taking charge, being able to make good decisions, strong decisions that are right for you. Certainly try not to get wishy-washy and overthink things. Go with your first instinct and follow through. And don't let anybody talk you out of it. That's the strength in this influence. If it represents somebody in your life, it can mean somebody who's a bit harsh. You know, they're not very soft. There's not a lot of gentleness there. They're doing what they feel is right, but they might not necessarily be very flexible in their outlook. They're in a position of authority, or think they are. You do get those people, especially in workplaces and groups, who think they're terribly, you know, authoritarian, even though they actually really haven't got that position, but they do it anyway. So yeah, it is about dealing with people who are trying to tell you what to do and being able to say thank you, but no thank you. I'll do it my way. So it's about personal power, which is quite interesting follow on from talking about emotions, because personal power is really about what we believe about ourselves, how strong we think we are. You know, being able to be assertive. Sometimes we have to be, or people will take advantage of us, or start bossing us around. So yeah, it's really important to be able to be assertive and stand your ground without getting too caught up in it. You know, it's their prerogative to be who they are, and it's yours to be who you are. And sometimes you won't agree, and that's fine. So yeah, take a strong path in your life, take a strong direction. Yeah, do what you say you're going to do. That's a really important part of it. Don't, you know, say, oh, I'm going to do this and that, and then say, oh no, it's too hard, I can't. No, do it. It's actually how self-confidence builds. It's actually setting yourself goals, tasks, accomplishing them, being able to tick them off and go, yeah, I did that. That's self-esteem. There's no magic Ticket to absorbing self-esteem by osmosis is actually something you grow by challenging yourself. You don't have to take huge leaps. Baby steps are fine. Doing what you believe is right for you. It doesn't matter whether other people agree with it or not. Being an authority in your own life. It's very much about that, this influence. So this week, take charge. Take charge of where you want to go, where you see your direction in life going, what's important to you, what are your values, your integrity. Don't compromise on those for anyone, because they make you who you are. Values are such an essential core of who we are deep inside. Yeah, you can't just compromise on that to make somebody else happy. You can compromise on little things, but not your values, not your ethics. So yeah, very strong influence. And yeah, just that little side warning, not to let other people bully you or push you around or tell you how to live your life. It's yours. And you're the only one who's going to live it, and you're the only one who's going to have those experiences. And often when other people advise you, they're actually advising you based on their own personal filters, their own experience. So often the advice has very little to do with who you are and what your experience is. So yeah, have a beautiful week. Don't deny yourself. Be you, be real, and see you next time.